So, after going on a trip to Alberta, buying $300 worth of model trains, fixing up a very annoying Tyco diesel switcher, neglecting to fix a Lima diesel because I want to do that on a video, and making sure a brass locomotive's motor doesn't burn out, while my Tyco Chattanooga almost burnt out, I've finally bothered to service this thing. Or as SMT Mainline would say, well folks, in today's video we'll be working on this Mantua 0-4-0. So basically, I got this thing in Calgary, Alberta for 25 Canadian dollars, and it's a really nice engine. It is a Mantua, it's not a Tyco. I just found that out today actually after reading the bottom. But yes, it is in fact a Mantua. And the reason I want to service this engine is because on my layout it would often run very jerky, and while it doesn't seem to do that as much now, I still kind of want to work on it, because, I mean, who knows when was the last time this thing was serviced. So, let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, with help from my simply amazing toolbox, let's get to work, after I close the door. Okay. Now, screwdriver. Yes. First thing I want to do is take off the body, which I can imagine comes off with this screw. Yep, I can feel it going. I need to make sure not to break the headlight wire. Alright, I can work with this. There is the chassis. Put the screw off to the side. Seem to have this very good way of remembering what screw goes where. Oh, okay. Seems that those wires are attached they're, well, wedged underneath the motor brush, so that's always good to see. Anyway, I want to take the motor out, because later I'm going to remagnetize it. Alright. Now, just take off that brush. And hope and pray, hold your breath. Now the motor's free. That is one dirty commutator. It's not as bad as other stuff I've seen, but it has a magnet. Decent, but it could be better. Alright, time for cleaning the commutator. Fiberglass pencil. Actually, I want to clean this off first because I serviced the Chattanooga after it tried to burn out on me, so just clean that up a bit. Jeez, this really cakes up. Okay, that should be good for our purposes. Anyway, take motor. And go to town, except that one. Oh, I think I should hold this a different way. There we go, that's better. This applies to a lot of Mantua locomotives, including their larger ones. They were very standardized, so hey, Max, if you're watching, you could go through the same process while servicing your Prairie if it ever comes to do that. There's a bit of hair on the motor, I want to get that out. There we go. Jeez, this is going to look a lot like an SMT Mainline video. Alright, that's the commutator polished. To clean out the gaps, we take and toothpick. And I don't have my X-Acto knife on me. I have no idea where it went. So, let's see if I can shorten it down using... Actually, if I just do that... That's not gone well. Gap's large enough for the other end anyway. And we just clean out gaps. This is what I suspect caused my Chattanooga to almost burn down the other day, by the way. I neglected to clean the gaps on the commutator when I first serviced it. And so that's what led to it smoking up. So I've just told myself in a mental note never to forget this step. I think that's covered all 5 poles. And yes, these are 5-pole motors. They're very high quality. Take one more pass with a fiberglass pencil. Just to clean up any carbon that may have made it onto the surface of the motor. Man, it's getting dirty again. Kleenex. And as Boris would say, or maybe 3. Anyway, let's get back to this. I've already forgot how I was holding the motor. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. That's working. Okay, so that's not completely cleaned up, but a motor never is in that regard. I don't know why I blinked out like that for a sec. But anyway, let's temporarily put the brush back in, if I can. Oh jeez. Motor's fine. You see, Mantua toughness, you can't beat it. Literally nothing happened. Except for it got dust all over it. Okay, as I was saying, brush. That was really unexpected. Why did I drop the motor? Okay, brush is back in. Now, we pull out my tray of all locomotives and we get battery. We will see if the motor works or does not work. It works. Somewhat. Why is this always happening to me? Motor wants to work and then I service it and then it doesn't. Maybe I need some oil. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Just needed a little bit of coaxing. That's a noisy motor though. I need to oil that. Should have probably set all this stuff up off camera before I started this video. Well, I guess that's the joys of your first servicing video. Okay, that's one end. That's the other end. I'll probably keep this on because I'm going to need to oil stuff later anyway. But see how she wants to run now. Oh, that's so much better. And the other direction? No problems. See, even dropping the motor, Mantua never fails to impress. Let me just clean up this bottom part, and then I will go downstairs to remagnetize this old thing. With Ronald Dodd's amazing remagnetizer, and that's not cleaning up. Oh well, it wasn't having any pickup issues, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, can put this away, because all the other stuff now doesn't really involve almost breaking the model if you do something wrong. It's just called cleaning the axles and wheels by extension, but I'll probably do that off camera because of how annoying it is. I just hope I don't have to take out the motor screw for this one. Doesn't look like I have to. Now, since this isn't a Tyco, it's gotta have brass bushings around the axles, which can be a pain occasionally. Yep, there they are. And I just got oil all over my finger. Tissue. I'm gonna need this. Just put you off to one side. Okay, Q-tip. Maybe this was oiled sometime recently. Sure looks like it, but the oil is pretty dark, so at least it's not goopy or anything. I believe my Rivarossi Pacific had very solid grease in it. It was all over the drive. And sometimes the locomotive would just struggle to run completely because of that. It was not fun, that's for sure. If you're wondering, yes, this is how I clean my parts. With a Q-tip and then wrapping them in a towel. Oh yeah, that is... Jeez. Who oiled this thing? That is... a lot. That seems like almost too much. Did somebody over-oil this? It's absolutely swimming. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but... Man, I don't know where to start because of that. I guess I'll just start. Can't take the crossheads out because the steam chest is in, and I'm not taking that body off. So we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. That looks relatively cleaned up. Oh yeah, don't forget to do the axles. These little Mantuas are tough though. This is probably all completely unnecessary because probably would have ran decently without all this, but hey, it counts to do it properly, so I am. Jeez, got oil all over my hand. Alright, that is completely rid of oil, at least that's what it looks like. And I've neglected to clean the pickups. I can just do that with a file, and I have one here. Where are you? There it is. File. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but just imagine you see me filing down a little strip of brass. Okay, that should be good. Let's see, 2:46. I still got a lot of time before guitar practice. Seems to be a lot of hair now. Where are my tweezers? There they are. Of course, they don't want hair in your drive, or else that could kill your model train. Not a lot of it won't do much, but a lot of it could do much. Okay, grab my conductive lubricant and grease. I need both. This is the second lubricant cap that's coming off today. That's right, I didn't service any other of my locomotives before this. Let me just clean this off first, just to make sure that we don't get any motor bearing lube, because that causes bad connection. There. Now we just do that, and do that, and that. Now we can throw this on the other one. I don't care if any conductive lube stays on this because it only improves things because it's conductive. Toss you back in the bag. It's actually a lunchbox, but whatever. We can screw this back on, because I'll put, because of how the gear's exposed, I can put the grease on without worrying about the rods coming off or the cylinders coming out of alignment or anything like that. Use a battery to work it in. That's already sounding a lot smoother, and I haven't even touched it with the grease yet. Geez, how hard did I tighten that last time? Now, my recipe for putting grease on your locomotives, as you can tell, I haven't used much in this jar, but I often use the residue that's on the roof of the cup, because then you don't over-grease your engine. And you don't want to over-grease it, because then it gets all sticky. A blob like that'll do. Actually, a little more couldn't hurt. There we go. Just work that in. And of course, it's always nice to put some motor bearing lube on there too. Because I mean, it's plastic, it won't hurt it. It's already sounding a lot quieter. Now, we can oil the rods. As Ron would say from classic model trains, a little bit less than too much. I really like that slogan, by the way, if he's watching. It's really nice. I think you can outdid yourself on that one. I prefer that over Super Lube. There we go. Work that also in. Alright. Now, let's see. Can I clean the wheels on camera? Alright, I have forcibly removed the Tyco diesel switcher from its box, so we will use that as a cradle. It's working. It's working. This is a good idea. Probably would be better to do this with a controller, honestly. Smells like Osaka sushi. I don't think that's normal for a locomotive to smell like that. I don't know. You post your thoughts on that in the comments. I'd love to know. I just hope that this engine doesn't have a mind of its own like some of my other ones. I'm looking at you, Bachmann unit. Alright. Isn't even all that warm from that. The battery sure is. Okay, that wheel set doesn't want to function under the pickups, but this one does. Alright. I'll take that to the layout and then we'll see how she runs. Alright. Does this train look familiar? It should. Alright. If this engine does not fire to life, you have permission to yell El Bozo in the comments. It has. Nobody has permission to yell El Bozo in the comments. So let's hook it up to its quote-unquote train, which it stole from my mogul. And she's come back to life. Oh, she's not stuttery at all anymore. And like this series is going to be called, it will go. Not no. I think I'll get you some running shots of just her. Well, I think that's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed this first service video from me. I know I thoroughly enjoyed it, even when I dropped the motor on the floor and it magically came back to life. It's a classic Mantua moment right there. But anyway, as SMT Mainline used to say, serenity, and, well, I'll see you on the flip side, and thanks for watching, like always. Man, freaking horn hook coupler is always uncoupling this stupid train.